Light.tv. Gotta practice. So today is a day that I really sat with some things and I kept thinking, oh well, I'm gonna go ahead and attend this other class, and I went and took this class, and I was listening to everything that the lady was talking about, and I really loved her information, and I was like, oh. And then I kept saying, oh, maybe I need to take this. Should I take this? And Spirit's like, no, you're busy. You got a lot that you're already doing. And it's just the way things are set in different ways to get different points of information out for different levels of people. And I'm like, oh, okay. Isn't that the truth of everything? We're always thinking that we always have to keep getting more and more things so that we can do our work, so we can be out there, so we can make the money, so we can, you just kind of have to detach from that and stay in your purpose. You're probably asking yourself, well, things come up on my feed and I'm like, I'm live right now. Um, so there's probably this energy of where you have to clear some energies out. So I sat and I waited and I said, okay, what's the medicine of teaching for today? Because we talked about giving ourselves permission. We talked about our hands. We talked about what else is needed to go with the key of who we are. And then today's title was Creator's Key. The Creator's Key. And I was like, I like that a lot. So we're going to dive into, if you come onto this, please put a like on the video. If you're part of the Be So Light tribe, just know that you are going to be preparing yourself to be a part of the journey of the drumming, to be a part of that. So you want to start preparing. So let me recap. Last night I watched Black Magic 363, and he had Bidel on there from 1014. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad he's on. Cool. So he had a lot of good information that he was sharing, but Bidel, he goes deeper when he's on his channel, and I love his info. He's like really here doing his work. And he's I consider him a star ambassador because when I see him, that's what I see. And when he gives his message, he says in the transmission. And that's how I know he is a true galactic citizen. So thank you, Vidal. So, as my priestess role of Spiral Light and doing the things that I do, one of the things I loved last night is everyone's talking about the solar eclipse. Okay. We're going to get into today's lesson. So have some water, have your oils, get your water, get your teas, get your things. We're taking our time today. Today I have a really nice treat for you. And I know you're going to enjoy it because I had to sit and be and write things out and say, okay, I understand, and was getting my messages, how they show up through people, through things. And I'm like deciphering. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's what this means. Okay, that's what this means. Okay, I'm already doing that in this one. Okay, that's what this is. Okay, got it. So one of the things I talked about last night, and I thought it was really cool. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to Rich on the melatonin relaxation meditation track that he put out 16 hours ago. And that track is so good. I was typing in as I was listening to it. Other people were in the groove with it. I was sitting on the floor listening to it, and the cats were like zoning, and we were all in the zone. I closed my eyes, and I was just following the zone of the drum and the temple music, and I was just in that zone. I was just in that place, and it was just really cool. And I was just like in it, and cats were in it. All of us were sitting in it, and then all of a sudden, I made a sudden move coming out of the zone. The cats jumped a mile high. They were like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Oh, we were all in the zone. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake all of you. We're all in the zone." So the music is, if you haven't listened to it yet, I would highly suggest that you do put it on. If you're getting into some yoga, maybe, or if you just want to move your body in a creative way just to move the lymphatic system, I would highly suggest using that. Or if you just want to lay down and just chill and just journey with it, it will take you on a journey. And I am not kidding. And I only talk about things that I feel really good with, and I'll bring it to other people's attention. So I want to say a shout out to Rich and say thank you for putting that together because it was superb. Superb. Okay, so back to the tribe here. So, one of the things that I was really concentrating on today, and I was just looking, joining in, and I said, okay, what are some of the things that people might be struggling with? You know, did you know that a lot of asthma stuff comes from your kidney meridians? Did not know that. I was reading my chiropractor's book called Meditation in the Meridians, 10 Child Herbs. She's located here in um, in the Sacramento region. She's a badass acupuncturist. She is so good, and her book is really cool. So I was reading her book. I was going through it, and I was reading about the kidney meridian, and it says the minister of power. Okay, this is all going to tie in today. So get your oil, get your water, come in. We're not rushing through this. I have a treat for you. Okay, this is going to start preparing us for when we're starting to do the drumming together and creating that beautiful light energy when we're stepping into the energy of the solar eclipse. Okay. So before I go on, I forgot my train of thought. So I was thinking the same thing. Back in the day in the Mayans would always know when these eclipse things were happening. This is when they did the most of their rituals and things that they were doing back then. Okay. So they would look at the sun, and when the sun, they would always say, okay, this phenomenal that's happening, that's what their communication with God was. They were saying, well, we got to do these certain rituals to honor the God up there because he's making the sun disappear. He's doing this. Okay, they actually looked at the sun. They did not go to no Walgreens, Walmart, any place to go pick up these little paper glasses with the two different colors on the side and put it over their eyes so they can look at the sun. These people were already looking at the sun. So last night when Rich was talking to Bidel, he says, look, I love the synchronicity. He says, back in the day, they didn't have to go get glasses and stuff like that. They didn't know about all that. They just looked up, saw it, and they were like, whoa, there's change going on. There's evolution going on. And they were able to do that. And I was like, see, we're all becoming aware of the stories that we've been told along the way that are not true. So, anyway, back to us. But it was a really good talk. If you didn't see that show, I would highly suggest you take a look at this show because it was really informative. And anything that Bidel has on his platform was very informative. Okay, kidney meridians. So the minister of power. It works with that mansion of fire and water. You got to have that kidney energy going in order to get the body to flush out. So when it's stuck, you'll get the swelling in the lower legs, you get the energy. So she really put it in a good diagram of how the meridians, and when we're doing body work, when I'm working on clients doing body work, I'm making sure when I massage their legs, I'm activating that meridian. So you can activate that on yourself because it starts at the bottom of your foot. Okay? Right here, right there, and then you work it up through the knee area, and it travels all in that length. So if you have swelling going on your legs and things, and your energy feels a little stuck, and you've been coughing, you've been having like asthma stuff going on, she did a really good job of how she wrote it for these particular points, and how you really want to focus on the sole of the foot. So when you're focusing on the sole of the foot, you're activating that meridian, okay? So I would highly suggest, if you are someone that's just been kind of having a little sluggishness, a lot of people talk about how tired they feel, burned out, like you feel better when you lay down. When you say, I feel so much better when I lay down, that's kidney energy. So your meridians need to be moving in that. And one of the things, when we're trying to become magnetized or trying to materialize what it is that we want to attract into our lives, we have certain things that's happening to our physical body. Not only just that, but our etheric body, our astral body. These are those places that we need to pay attention to. It's not just good enough to just say, okay, I'm just going to clear my chakras. Okay, what about the meridians? What about your etheric field? What about your astral field? What about your mind, body, and spirit? What about all of those alignments that you need to kind of clear out? So I was thinking to myself, and this is one of the things that we focus in on anyway when we're doing, when you're a practitioner of Spiral Light, we talk about the acupressure points of certain points in the body that govern certain energies, how to allow things to move. But it's really easy to get caught up in being busy, to get caught up in certain things going on, and you don't take the time to really caretake yourself, to really pay attention to how your body's feeling, and to just nourish your body. So, one of the things I want everyone to really think about today is that meridian point K1 that is on the bottom of your foot. And think about how you want to massage into that, and then massage it into your legs all the way up to your pelvis area, into the groin. That's how far of this kidney meridian moves. So when you're massaging that and you're really bringing attention to it, you're nourishing the kidney. Now, one of the things she was saying, to nourish the kidney means warming and raising the yang, drinking more warm soups, eating beans, sleeping more, and talking less. Avoid toxins and chemicals, indulgence, anger, worry, and sleep later. Avoid emotional ups and downs. Absolutely relaxing mentally. When the mind is relaxed, the kidneys are nourished because the kidneys dominate fear, and when worried or tense, the kidneys are damaged. I want you to think about that. And I've known, that's my acupuncturist. She's badass, okay? She is the only acupuncturist I've let do anything to me because she knows me. I've known her for over 20 something years, you know. She is just so good in everything that she does. And she has a website. If you want to get in contact with her, It's called Tinshaw Herbs. And she puts all of her information in there. But your kidneys, she even puts on the back how to protect the kidneys. A few ways to protect the kidney were discussed in the Kidney Meridian chapter. And first, when you go to the bathroom, you cannot speak, gritting your teeth. Associated with kidneys, that's the manifestation of essence of kidney. It's like that energy when you're feeling kind of stagnant. But when you are really nourishing the kidneys, you're paying attention to what you're feeding yourself. And if you're someone that's been highly stressed and low energy, you need to rest. That's the best way to heal the adrenals. So I was told that a long time ago, back in the day when I was in the full arms of my career as a nurse, and I was working in med surg units. I was doing, floating in the ER, floating into cardiac, and then the burns unit. I was doing it all. I was in the state of my bliss in my nursing. I was just doing it all, and I had no problem with taking 16-hour shifts. And one time I overdid it, and I did a 24-hour shift, but the manager didn't even catch it, and then realized I had been working for 24 hours and had to give me a few days off to rest because I kept going and going and going, because I was just into what I was doing, and I wanted to pitch in and help. And what happened is my body started becoming very depleted because I was on this constant go, 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 stress, 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 go, 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 stress, 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 go, 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 stress, stress, stress. And there was no downtime for me to get caught up. So when we really look at our lives and we're activating things in our life, and we're trying to unite with things and bring things in, and we're saying, okay, I want to manifest this, manifest this. Can you really truthfully manifest things if your energy is low? You want to make sure that your body is feeling great. So one of the things I wanted to dive into today, something I was writing, and I really liked how I came across this. And let me give thanks to all the new subscribers. Thank you for being a part of the Be So Light tribe. I really would love, love, love all of you to participate in the drumming ceremony that we will be doing as a part of healing for ourselves as well as Mother Earth, and bringing up the vibration that much more so that the lower energies do not have full creation of what they want to do. We want to just, it's kind of like this. I'm going to really step into this. It's kind of like this. How they've been throwing all kind of stuff and messing with us. It would be nice to just flip the energy where we raise the frequency up so much, because they can't do that anyway unless they're using certain machines like CERN and all this stuff. It's all out there now. It's all out there. They're going to go ahead and use CERN. They're going to fire some stupid ass missile towards the moon and doing all this crazy stuff. So, before I get into it, let me tell you what I dreamt about last night. So, I digress. So, after I finished listening to the music and everything, I went ahead and lay down. I was going to sleep. And I was kind of restless. I was like, gosh, I just can't get myself. So then I finally get into my zone, go to sleep. And when I close my eyes, the first thing I see is this big, giant golden pyramid, this gold pyramid. And I said, wow. And it was vivid. It was beautiful. And I said, okay, my eyes are closed and this is what I'm seeing. Okay, all right. So I see this spiral moving down into the center of it. And I was like, wow, okay, that's a nice, beautiful spiral. And I said, where is this? And I heard, not in Egypt. Right here, being fully activated here in the United States. I was like, oh, okay. I said, what is your purpose? said, I am a part of the Stargate system of anchoring here in the United States. I'm coming online. And I was like, whoa, you are beautiful. He said, well, you've been working with me all the time. And I was like, really? He said, yeah, when you do your pyramid work. And I was like, oh, okay. So it showed itself, and then it went from the pyramid and it shot straight up and it showed the firmament. And I said, oh, I don't want to have another dream about the firmament. But this time it showed the cracking and the falling of all the blue material of the firmament coming down, okay? The scientists actually gave it a name. It's called blue sky or blue ice, something. So when it's coming down, it's like so cold. It is like the purest form of oxygen. Okay. When it came down, I'm watching it. It hits the waters and it turns the waters. There's this light that goes across the waters of all the waters on Earth. Goes across the waters like this, and it just does this. So everything that was a bacteria, that was a contaminant, that was not a divine energy was transmuted, literally on contact. And because it was so much of it that was falling down, this caused a lot of the lands to get inundated with a lot of water. But it was super spiritual coated water from the firmament. So I'm looking at that and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And it just showed how it came and hit the water, dissolved into the water, set out these codes, and it went, and I was like, whoa. And it was like I was standing somewhere and watching all of it happen. So I woke up and I was like, okay, that's the next part of it. So yeah, what's up must come down. Okay, got it. So now I know when it comes down where it's going to be going into the waters. So I said, cool. Okay. Some lands are going to get inundated with a lot of water. It's going to be refilling. It's kind of like that is going to be a cleansing of mother's blood, which is her waters. It's going to be a cleansing of that. So I was just looking at that and I said, wow, that's really cool. So now because I didn't want to forget about the dream and I just told you what that was. So now getting back into what we are diving into today. So the energy that we're talking about is that divine key. Being in that divine key. Now, I call creator. I use creator, the one true divine source of absolute love, absolute light, divine, absolute light of divineness, okay? That's what I work with. I don't work with the made up one, the fear mongering one, the one that didn't like woman and wanted to keep women down, if you're following what I'm saying. Do your research. Bedell has it all laid out, big time. And you got time, you can hit pause and read info. And I am not catering to that system. And this is going to really upset a lot of people. And Bedell really talks about it along with other really high truth speakers that are in their truth, that are not in this whole thing trying to get a whole bunch of followers. They're just putting their truth out there. But one of the things is it is going to trigger a lot of people of how everything was put into place to make you oppressed. And there is a part that kind of sticks with me a little bit, which is why this type of work that I'm doing with all of you today is so important. because there's a part that I was reading off of one of the old documents that he had and he was presenting. And I was paused it and I was writing and I was looking at it and I was decoding it. At the same time, my mind was just going, reading stuff. That's what I do. So I'm looking at it, and at the same time, I'm seeing the timelines happening at the same time when I'm reading it. And it is such an oppressive thing when you have oppressive energy. I'm going to just state it, oppressive energy beings that oppress others and then put their signature oppressive God on top of it. Okay. And then you're told that you have to worship the same God that gave them permission to be oppressive beings to the captive ones. Okay. Now, the captive ones are praying to the same God that gave these oppressive beings power over the captives. Do you see how messed up that is in the mindset? To know that you could be this captive person enslaved in this system, praying to this oppressive being that's never going to help you because it's not of a high divineness. It never was for you in a high divineness. And that's the part that just set me on this thing going down. And I was like, this is why a lot of people are stepping out of the organized way of all the stuff that's been organized because it no longer fits the paradigm of those who are choosing to rise higher in their spiritual evolution of themselves. If you are not decoding it and figuring it out, you're just blatantly going along with it, you're staying in that system. But when you start questioning and you start looking at it for what it is, and you move into that, it does this. And you literally feel your light go like this. And I'm just like, so today we're going to jump into some spiral light, but we're going to do something a little bit different. Okay. We're still activating with the key, but what I want you to really do is to see yourself with a creator key, your true creator key. How are we going to do that? I'm going to show you how. So I want you to just kind of get comfortable. And I just want you to just take this journey and get yourself out some water. I wrote out my notes here. Get yourself some water. Okay. And what I want you to do is just think about, we're going to clear away stuck energy in the kidneys first. That's the first place we're going to go. We're going to target the kidneys and clear that stuck energy out of that lower back. Reason why is because we're all taught in spiritual world of holistic practice and things that when you have lower back pain, if it's not from a fall or if your lower back gets tight, that's associated with your abundance and your prosperity. Oh, I have lower back pain. You got fear sitting back there in that lower back that's hampering your prosperity. Okay, so it's in there. So why not move out all of the lines of disruption, energy disruption in that kidney area? things that have been stealing your energy, generational, mother, father, cellular stuff, trauma that you might have there and don't know about. There's a lot of trauma that goes on when babies are coming into the world. There's a lot of fear when they are coming out of the womb of their mother where it feels safe. And then all of a sudden you have this bright ass light in your face and you have some other being pulling on your head with some metal thing, hoping that they don't hurt you or hamper your suture lines in your head, causing trauma. Sometimes babies get stuck because they know where they're coming. They are thinking about, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. I'm scared already. Okay? So when we talk about kidney energy, we're talking about that doorway. We're talking about it's the doorway in to that root part of ourselves of our manifestation. You got to have that fire energy to manifest and connect with, as well as when you go up into that soul star or in your spirit star, your universal, your galactic, and then your gateway star, bringing all that energy down into one absolute divine light into the high heart self to lock in the magnetism to materialize of what you are choosing to materialize. Okay? These things have to be in that alignment. And this is why I say you are the key for that, because of the fact that you have to align that. So let's visualize. Close your eyes. We're going to start off with a beautiful color, scarlet. It's that red color, kind of deep red, not a bloody red. It's just a scarlet red. Okay, I just want you to visualize that. Taking a deep breath, breathe it in, exhale it out. And we're going to bring in a frequency of 547 when this scarlet light is moving in the atmosphere on a beautiful energetic wave or pulsating light. It moves in at 547. And I want to say let's use trillion light per millisecond. Okay? Trillion light per millisecond into your kidney area. Now, all I want you to do is just see that whole root of yourself lighting up with this beautiful scarlet light energy all the way down through the pelvis, through the bladder, all the way around through the back part of you, through your kidneys. And as you're seeing your kidneys, if you know how your kidneys look, on top of the kidneys are these little bean-shaped organs that are just like little kidney beans on top of your kidneys. Those are your adrenals. So I just want you to just breathe in this beautiful scarlet light, because as being divine beings that we are, we can call into these lights, these vibrations, the scalars, the flowing waves of all of this energy around us, and use it for the highest good of ourselves of healing. It's all available. You just have to give yourself permission to tap into it. So allow this energy to just flow through your kidneys as it just breathe in. As you're breathing it in, you feel the expansion of this beautiful scarlet light pulsating at 547 light per millisecond. As it just vibrates into that part of your body, just breathe in. Your breath is activating this. Breathe into that part of your body, that root chakra. And in this root chakra, I want you to just allow yourself to travel down into the root, into the kidneys, and under your command of your divine words, your divine voice, you are now going to command all energies that are stagnant, that is not my energy. Just silently say this to yourself, but you're saying it to your body. All energy that is stagnant in the root chakra, the kidneys, the bladder, the adrenals, I am now asking it to be released. I am clearing this off of my mother and father cells, my ancestral cells, my generational cells, out of the fear, shame, guilt energy, any other lower vibrational energies that have been trapped here since my incarnation and my inner womb time before I was born. I am now asking all of these energy timelines connected to shame, connected to guilt, connected to lower draining energy, all of these energy timelines that are not mine to carry. I give myself permission and I ask through the divine of absolute love light to now transmute this energy out. And as the scarlet light starts to move, it's going to spiral. And as the spiral of the scarlet light starts to spiral into that root area, you feel the pulse of it. And as it's spiraling through, this beautiful golden spiral light comes in, and a beautiful violet spiral light comes in, along with a beautiful magenta comes in. And the magenta is just going to help move out any attached entities that should not be there. Root chakra represents our creational point of ourselves. It holds our life force energy there. If there was any kind of violation that was not a part of your will, that needs to be cleared out, it's getting cleared out now. Just breathe into that. And just allow that energy to spiral out and transmute. You will see it come up, and you will see it go all the way through, and it will reach up into the soul star, into the spirit star. Feel that. Universal, galactic, and it goes straight up into the divine, into the star, into the beautiful divine stargate. And as it's traveling down, it goes all the way back down through the root, down through the feet, into the meridian, K1 meridian spot. And now we're going to clear the K1 meridian spot all the way up through the legs, on the side of the legs where that meridians flow into the growing area. And it intertwines back into that root chakra. And it draws back down again through the legs, back down to that key one point on the bottom of the feet, spiraling, moves down into the earth star, down into the water star, and spirals back up through the bottom of the feet, cleansing and releasing, moving through the meridians, all the way back up through the growing area of the pelvis, back into the root chakra. Breathe in, exhale out, giving yourself permission to allow those particular timelines of energy of the mother, father, cell, generation, ancestral, anything that you came into this lifetime carrying, that's not yours to carry. Just allow those cores to be released and transmuted and cleared and neutralized out of your space. You'll probably feel some shaking, some vibration, any trauma lines there are going to be doing this. Breathe and allow it to release. And say, I am allowing this to release. I am clearing this. And as you're allowing this to clear out of your space, you're allowing that to move out. Moving out the generative forces that have been stealing your life force, creating self-sabotage energy through the old generation and ancestral timelines. Breathe and just release it. Let it go. Breathe. And now we're going to activate the kidney energy and do a little parasitical cleanse in this whole area through the sacral as well as solar plexus. We're going to energize it with 4412, 2720, 880, 1360, clearing energetic parasites. And through the kidneys, we're activating 1600, 4412, 644, 1550, activating that through the kidneys. Now, with the kidneys, you might feel the sudden need to go to the restroom. And that's a good thing because it's just going to be very cleansing today. And we're moving that energy all the way through every part of your DNA, your RNA, down into the mitochondria, down into the electrons, the protons, the neutrons, down into all of the particles, molecules, and atoms to cell. Breathe that in. And now we're just going to go ahead and ask for a beautiful clearing energy to activate the 7 channels of divine absolute light through the body. As that scarlet light and that golden light and that magenta and violet light is now moving out of the space. And this beautiful diamond white light is coming in with a beautiful emerald green and a beautiful cobalt blue coming through. And a beautiful yellow luminescing. And just breathe that in. Move that energy down. And you're going to feel this energy right above your head in that soul star being activated. As it's moving through your third eye, down through the throat, into the high heart cell. Clearing away anything that's stuck in the high heart cell. And expanding that beautiful heart space. Being in that activation of self. And let this activation of the Tar body codes come in and be activated through the spirit codes for your purpose. Activating that now. And now just taking a look at the silver body cord. That is your cord, making sure that it's not kinked. It's not tangled. Seeing it nice and healthy and strong. Knowing that that is your cord into that beautiful divineness light that connects you, spirit and soul energy, spirit connection. And bringing in those beautiful connection into that clarity, abundance, forgiveness, healing, and bringing into choices. Being able to have divine choice and activating the magnetized part of your manifestation. Breathe that in, and it's bringing in that beautiful part of your power your imagination, your divine and elemental self, activating that all the way through. At the speed of thought, at the speed of light, it is done. And just allow this beautiful silvery light to come up as the beautiful emerald green and cobalt blue and the yellow and the dynamite light moves into a transparent light. And now the silver light comes over you, sealing up the beautiful essence of all your being, your etheric space, your astral body self, making sure all the cracks, any tears, any places where you had leakage of your energy, especially through the back, through the neck, making sure that silver light is just sealing it up, creating a beautiful, healthy auric field that responds beautifully and that magnetize your intentions of what you're creating. Now keep in mind, your thoughts move faster than light. Keep in mind what you are holding thoughts on. And breathe that in. Chia, 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 chia. And just be connected to Creator Source and see this beautiful cosmic tree of light. It is the oldest tree of light that's connected to divineness, the key of knowledge and wisdom, iridescence of beautiful gold and white, silver and pinks. Rose-colored lights are coming off of this tree, emanating. This is the cosmic divine tree. And as you connect to that, this tree of life, it just nourishes you. And it guides you and it helps to activate your purpose codes. Breathe that in. Just allow that to be in. And just see yourself standing right underneath this tree. Feel the connection into your divine heart. Feel the rays of the love that comes from this tree as it expands and sends out this love energy of absolute divine love and creative light to you, activating every part of your being into abundance, creativity, prosperity, how you are showing up and creating. Just allow yourself to be with it. As the tree emanates this beautiful light, just allow yourself to receive it. Allow it to be with you. Breathe that in. Give your thanks, knowing that these activations are flowing through every part of your being. And as you are expanding and moving into the breath of this, the tree expands in its light and you become one with it. Source of absolute love, divine creator light. is moving and flowing through every part of your being. Just be. As it moves through the third eye, through the eyes, the brain stem, as it moves all the way down through the spine, lighting up every part of the meridian and nervous system, parasympathetic and sympathetic, recalibrating, balancing. As it moves through the endocrine system, down into the lungs, through the alveoli, the oxygen moving through into the stomach, into the small intestines, into the large intestines, moving into the liver, gallbladder, spiraling and moving into the beautiful spleen and pancreas. As it drops that down into the kidneys, the adrenals, dropping down into the bladder. As the energy flows and expands to the lymphatic system, into the blood, red blood cells, white blood cells, moving out all sludge energy, revitalizing, moving that beautiful energy of light through. As though it's just being washed by this beautiful emanating of liquid light coming through. As it moves down into the heart chambers, heart muscle tissue, anything that is not divine in the body that is stuck in a tumor, cyst, stuckness, scar tissue, 787 trillion light per millisecond, is releasing and shrinking down. Any muscles that have been tight, relaxing. As it flows and moves down into the bone structure, the osteoblast, down into the marrow. Feel the energy as it moves through, creating this abundance of light through the entire bone system, which is your foundation. And as it moves down through the feet to the base, let this light now move down into the soul, into that bottom of the earth star, beneath the sole of the feet, into the water star. And whatever needed to come off the body, that needed to just kind of be moved out of the body, is now being moved. And now just breathe. And just feel this beautiful sense of connection. Becoming this beautiful magnetic energy. And all you have to do is just be in it. In the space of the high heart self. Being totally connected into this beautiful life force energy of absolute divine light from Creator. Give your thanks, and when you are ready, take that deep breath in, deep, 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 deep breath, and hold the breath. Exhale out. Deep breath in again, deep, 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 deep breath, deep breath. Hold the breath. Breathe it out. activating, calibrating, divinely aligned. And now all kidney energy activated with the codes. And all beautiful tar codes are now activating through your spirit energy and a sense of strong knowingness. And all your clairs are activated of what you are divinely aligned to use. Breathe. Done. Ashe Ao Jalo. Thank you. When you're ready, you will open your eyes, take a breath in. If you have water off to the side, please have a drink of water. I always get high when I do that. I just go way up and then I don't feel my legs, I don't feel my feet, and I'm like, ooh. You feel that? Feel how it's coursing through your body? You should feel this like wave of energy coming through. Sense of being, strong connection, feeling good. Feel that. So I want you to think about something. Grace A, thank you. During the activation, the thundered outside. Wow. Oh, honey, I happen to be connected to that thunder beings. Yes. Very connected to the thunder beings. Yeah. Yeah, people know when I'm in Puerto Rico and I show up, they say, here she comes. She's bringing a storm with her. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you felt that. Good. Just breathe that in. This is that part that goes into working with your keys. It's one thing to set intention, it's one thing to do that, but you know, there comes a time when you have to go in and start clearing stagnant energy that could be blocking that connection so that you are magnetizing. When you are a magnet, you will know because, if, like I said, I explained it yesterday. When you can walk into a space that's not busy and there's nobody in there hardly, and then you're in there for 5 minutes and it gets super busy, your energy is high because it becomes like a beacon and it draws energy of like-minded energy people into that space. Okay. You'll also know when your energy is high that people who are not walking in a good way can't hang out with you. They also don't want to be in your space. They're up to no good. They're hiding something and they don't want you to figure it out. Okay? So always keep in mind when you show up and certain people leave, because if they know you're gifted, they know you're a healer, they know you're a seer, they will leave because they know they don't want you to see what they're doing. So they'll leave your space quick. They'll be like, oh, hi, how's it going? And they just take off. Yeah. They don't want you to get their 411. It took me a while to kind of catch on to that because I would always wonder why when I would show up at certain places and I would go to a friend's house and that roommate or that guy that they were dating or whatever would take off and leave. And I'd be figuring it out. And I was like, oh, they don't want me to see what they're doing. People know when they're not walking right and they're not doing right. They know when they're in the wrong. They know when they're shady. They know when they're doing not right. They don't want other people to figure it out. They don't want other people to see it. So they leave your space when you're up in that vibe. They don't want you to see their stuff. They don't want you to see their lies, their deceit, their stuff that they're conjuring of themselves and doing. They don't want you to see all that. They want you to see the illusion of what they want you to see. Okay, what they want you to see. Kind of like how when we're living in this world, they paint a picture of what they want us to see and put our focus on. But you have to be wise and in that place of knowing that you don't put your focus on what they want you to see. What do they not want you to see is where your mind needs to go. It's the opposite. So let's dive into some medicine to kind of work with today as you work with the intention of your key. So now you can activate in that God space because the heart space is magnetized. All you have to do is drop down in the heart. It's this thing that we do when we're manifesting something. We say, "Oh, I want this, I want that, I want this so much," and da 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 da. I want it, want it. Okay, well, the universe, first of all, doesn't respond to the word want because that's all it is. So it automatically already shows you, in all the teachings that we know about this, when you say that, it already shows that you don't have it. So you have to come from a place of knowing, but you're in a place of aligning yourself with the materialized magnet outcome. It's not enough now to just say, "Oh, I'm manifesting this. I'm manifesting." No, 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 no. You can manifest, but on what level? Let's talk about this. Let's get real. We've been inundated so much. Even I myself found myself, "Oh, I'm going to manifest this, manifest." But really, when you look at it, you have to become a magnet to align with what you're creating to see the materialization of it. Sit with that one. Because really, when we dissect the word manifestation, you have to become a magnet that sends out a vibration to align with what you are drawing in to your space. So it will materialize in the present for you. Let me say that again. You are sending out a magnetizing energy to draw it to you because you are aligning yourself with it. So it can come to you on that alignment and materialize in your present space. That is the true alchemy of the self when you're creating that manifestation. It has to materialize in front of you. And the best way you do that is you put it out there. You know it's already happened. You see the end result of it. But at the same time, you detach. You don't get wrapped up in it. That's where a lot of us make that mistake. We get obsessed. You already know how the universe works. Works on vibration, works on sound, works on how you are aligning. What's your vibe? It responds to that. Like energy matches like energy. Rule of thumb. God, I can't tell you. Sitting with so many different elder teachers as I was growing up. Like energy attracts like energy. I'm like, oh my God, how many times I gotta hear that? Like energy attracts like energy. And it's very true. What are you attracting? What is the like energy that you keep attracting? And all of us have a like energy that we keep attracting. And somewhere you have to stop and say, don't think I want to attract this anymore. And just by you putting it out there, saying I don't want to attract this anymore, allows you to change the vibration of the pattern that you're sending out within all these beautiful plasmic waves of energy, scalar waves coming in, connecting with all of these beautiful light energy of plasmic light. We are getting so inundated right now with gamma rays of light that is coming through and changing things. This gamma ray, explained last night, it was beautifully said on Black Magic 363 with Bedell on it. He said it in such a good way. It is the creative divine light coming through. It's that the utmost high, supreme divine light coming through. It is that when you watch the movie Green Lantern, they talk about the green light. And that green light is, in the universe, is set. It's the power of will. It's the willpower. It's the power of one's will. Where they think a thought in that green essence, and they're able to pull and manifest whatever they want out of that green essence. Same thing. It's the power of will. But some of us keep forgetting we have that willpower. Some of us keep giving our power away to other things, thinking that's how it works. And it doesn't. You have to be present. You have to show up. And if something's going on that's a cycle that's repeating, this is where we get in there and we do that shadow work. I can't tell you how important this is right now, because that solar eclipse energy that's coming in, first of all, I do not want people to be fearful. Okay? I need you to be aware and allowing only the highest absolute divine creator light coming through will interact with you. Not an artificial coded light emanating or being disturbed or codes sent through as an artificial. You don't respond to an artificial. And here's the rule of thumb. It's like this. Thank you. If it's not divine, it can't align. If it's not divine for you, it can't align with you. If you're not a divine light force of absolute love light, divinity love light, that bonds with my sovereignty, you can't be in my space. And let me tell you something. You know, a lot of times when we hear that high pitched sound crap going on in our ears, now there's a lower one that comes from outside the firmament. That is from the cosmos. There's a low one. Then there's this really super high pitched sound that comes out of nowhere and like almost knocks you over type of thing. Sometimes that's that artificial sound. And when it keeps going, test it out for yourself and say, you know what? The sound I'm hearing right now, if you are not divine, you are infringing on my free will and I don't consent to you. And as soon as you say that, all of a sudden you will hear it go. It's like you just swatted a mosquito out of the air. It just goes. You don't hear it. That's where we are right now. If it's not divine, it ain't mine. There you go. There you go. You got it. There you go. It's not divine. Okay? That's the game we're in right now, because we got artificial energy trying to mimic a supreme being, and it can't do it because it doesn't have the codes to do it. That's why it's only going to be on these lower levels. Okay? third, especially third dimension. It's only going to be here. It can't go up into the higher level, which is why when we do the work on ourselves, we move up into those higher space, we emanate more and more of that light. Earth right now, if we want to call it Tiamat, is at 70% of divine light. All we need to do is just push it a little bit more and we'll be at 80. Push it a little bit more and we'll be at 90. But look, we're at 70. Way better than what we were a couple of years ago, where it was 30, 40, 50. We're at 70% now. For Huna Flash words, we're at 70. That is amazing. I was so happy to hear that message. Because I'm like, we have got to be going up. And you know that we are increasing in our light force because you're seeing it. Especially if you look at the tree beings and look at the tower of light that they're emanating now. The vibrance of the energy. Look at that. You can see it. You can actually see it. So I really want to invite each and every one of you. We will be starting the medicine on 4/4/2024. Look at those numbers. At 4:48 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure you mark that on your calendar. I'll put it up in the community so that you'll have it. I did post those pictures that I wanted everyone to take a look at in the community of what I was seeing when I was out at the park that day. And so yesterday, when I did the read, I was using these cards, the Native Heart cards. So let me tell you guys, I didn't tell you what was going on, okay? So yesterday, I think I put it back in here the same way. Yes, I did. Okay, so yesterday we got the new moon card. So when I turned it over and I saw it and I said, oh, it says new moon. I said in my mind, wouldn't it be funny if I pulled a card and it was a full moon card to go on top of it? I thought it real quick, didn't think nothing. And that's when I said, I'm going to pull another card to go with this card. So I pulled it and had it face down. I do all my stuff face down. I don't have to come on here do no trickery. Okay? I don't do that. And when I turned it over, it was the full moon card. I was like, what? So that just goes to show you how fast your alignment, your thoughts can move faster than light. Because it's that 68 seconds, that 17 seconds when it's released, 68 seconds for it to start aligning and being created to align with you. We have to understand that. So I'm mixing this up, people, like I always do. I sit down and I just take my cards and I don't know about you, but I like to just throw things out on the floor and just mix them up. So I'm going to give you your message energy of the day. A lot of the energy I've been feeling, like I said, when I dreamt about the golden pyramid, that was different. And then seeing, again, the extension of the firmament falling down. But then it actually ended up into the ocean. And then new codes were put into the ocean, which was beautiful. I'm glad. So just pay attention to your animals because they are feeling this energy. If you're feeling it, they're feeling it. Come on. They're probably going to be laying down a lot, sleeping a lot. They might be hiding. They feel all this energy around them and they're seeing things. Okay, so I do smudging at least every other day. I do smudging in my space every day, but throughout the whole place, I'll do it every other day. And last night, there was like this energy in the hallway. It was like a mist. And it was just like, kind of like like it was, didn't look like the hallway. Let's put it like that. But the older cat was sitting and was just sitting there looking at it. And I go, Kitty, Kitty. She would not budge. She just stared at it. I go, are you dealing with that? And she's like, I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay. And then I just said, if you're not divine, you need to get out of here because I will light your ass up. And it just left. I said, there. Now go rest, kitty, kitty. Let's go to bed. Case done. I don't play. You come in my space, you better be ready to fight. Because I am not going down easy. Nope. No can do. All right, let's see what the message of the day is. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here with me on a Saturday, somewhat cloudy day. I thought we could maybe go out and walk, but it's still cloudy out, and it's still talking about it's going to still sprinkle and rain. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to wait another hour. If I don't see anything, I'm going out. Okay, we got the tarot message is Enterprise. The Three of Swords. Enterprise. What are we creating? Enterprise. 3 is the Trinity number. Holds the creative energy of Trinity. Okay, when we create, how we're bringing that energy in. And look at the flames. We got flames of bringing light to the situation, kind of moving it along. But what's the enterprise? What are we entering in? What is the prize being revealed? Enterprise. Okay, the card of Healing Cocoon of Light. Number 55, your angels come to you now and surround you in healing cocoon made of light. That's pretty much what we already just did. Calling in those higher divine energies. And you really want to intentionally know what you're working with now because of all the false energy that's running around. You don't want that to have access to you. And I'm going to mix this up again because I did mix it up and we're not pulling that yet. Okay, Earth Star Chakra. Earth Star Chakra. We've gotten this card last week. Earth Star Chakra. The Earth Star Chakra is the one that's just below your feet. And that helps you to stay tethered when you are moving about the cabin here on Earth. Okay, and learning to be discreet. Now, in this card, this is where you look for the key or keys. And so this one is number 36. And the key is very obvious. So what do you need to be discreet about? What is it? Using discretion. The crown chakra upgrade, divine connection, holy experience, and the miraculous energy. So we have the dove and the crown chakra connection, which is really good. So these are the energies that you're moving into, kind of paying attention to, staying in your light of self, and really bringing awareness to that. So when we start the drumming, remember, if you don't have a drum, you can drum on a bowl, you can drum on top of a container. If you do want to get a drum, there are many places that you can get some really good handmade drum. I like it better if you get a drum that you actually go and feel out a drum, a hand drum, something that feels good to you. Versus when you order it, it might not be. If you order a drum, make sure you look at it well. Make sure you ask questions of that energy. You can do that. Give yourself permission if that feels aligned with you. If you use pendulums to kind of navigate through some of this energy that's kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puff versus your divine energy lines up with you. so that you can make sure you pick the right one. Okay, that feels divinely aligned. Or just put it out there and just say, you know what? I don't know what drum I need, but divinely align me with a beautiful drum that has a good tone and let it just show itself and come to me very easily. Just do that. And then watch what happens. You just never know how it's going to show up. This is what we call you don't limit creator. You put it out there, but let creator get it to you and how it sees itself getting it to you. Okay? All right, lovelies. I hope you got a lot out of this. You got those codes floating in you. You have the water. You're working kidneys. You're doing good for yourself. I will see you tomorrow and we'll dive more into getting prepped for our drumming rituals, which will be 30 days, 16 minutes a day. Yeah, you got to be ready to do this. You can't show up and say you're going to do part of it and then bail out, because then you're missing the whole purpose of it. You're missing why you show up and you do energetic things like this to create an outcome. You're building foundation. You're building momentum. You're building power. You're building light in a very divine way. All right. All right, lovelies, be good to yourself. Thank you so much for joining me here. And let's say it. You are divinely aligned. You're divinely seen. You're divinely heard. And you're divinely loved. Be so light. Like and subscribe. Be divine in your light. And Grace A., you are very, very welcome, my dear. I'm so glad you joined us here. Hope you journey on. Hope you become a part of the medicine that we're doing on 4/4/24/24. Okay? Did I say 24/24? Well, I know what year it is. It's 6001. But we're going to play the game and pretend like it's only 2024. Okay, there we go. All right. There we go. All right, lovelies. Be good to yourself. Much love to you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.